So I watched a really cool special on Netflix.
Yeah.
Oh, I liked it. I thought it was entertaining.
No, Killer Mike's
Trigger warning.
Trigger warning was brilliant. I'm gonna tell you straight up. Let's hear what you have to say.
No, I thought it was
brilliant.
I thought it was really well done. It was entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
If you took it too seriously, I can see why you don't like it.
Yeah.
What else? It was funny.
Yes.
It was. And then I felt like he did what we aim to do on this show, which is like give you the medicine in the.
Yeah, put the food in the medicine.
Put the medicine in the food.
Oh, put the medicine in the food.
Yeah,
right. Put the medicine in the food.
Because you're always messing up sayings. But that's what I felt like he was trying to do, and I felt like he did a great job. Some people felt like he was kind of, buffooning like around everything, but I think to have a platform not like Netflix greenlight your show, you have to like go around.
There's certain satire aspects that have to be infused into your show.
What that reminded me of, and I think it was like in the first Hidden Colors. I forgot the guy's name. He was talking about Richard Pryor's special that he had when he was in the pyramids, and he was talking about, oh, look at all these black people.
All these black, y'all ain't create nothing.
Right.
And the white people walked out and left him in there.
Right.
Absolutely. So Richard Pryor was also putting the medicine in the food.
Yes.
I got that right?
You got that right.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me know when it's my turn to go through this.
Cook.
Let me cook a little bit on this. Most of this is gonna go over most people's heads, right? Because they're just watching it from a linear perspective. Let's go to episode 1. Mm-hmm. Episode 1 was about buying black.
Yeah.
Right? His goal, 3 days, was to try to buy
exclusively 100%
black, which means he couldn't ride in no cars that weren't black owned. Mm-hmm. He couldn't eat no food that wasn't made on black farms. And you see at day 3, he got real hungry. He finally made it to a black restaurant. He sat down, and his white partner said, dude, are you sure this was... And he called the owner over.
Please tell me this is...
tell me this was made and grown on a black farm. They said, no, he had to get up and leave.
Yeah.
Right? I thought that was great to show you it's not easy to buy black as you think it is. Like, we get on these platforms and talk real revolutionary shit, and we don't own none of this.
Yeah, we don't own YouTube. We don't
own YouTube, Facebook,
none of it.
iPhones, none of it. Right? And that was a great episode in which he demonstrated that.
It was funny. He was talking like, I can't smoke no Mexican weed.
I can't smoke no Mexican. He told a stripper, she was a Japanese stripper, Ma, normally I throw some ones your way, but I'm trying to buy black for 3 days, so I can't spend no money with you. And it just goes to show you how far.
What's the name of that strip club again?
Oh, Blue Magic.
It wasn't Blue Magic.
Yeah, it's Blue Magic.
Yeah, gotta make it.
Yeah, I've been there. I've been there. Yeah.
Gotta make it visit.
It's dope. That's the one I told you. Every song, I was dancing with the chicks. It was $5.
Every song? Oh yeah, and then you said there was.
And I didn't know the DJ was clang clang. And I'm like, and she was like, that's $20. I'm like, $20? Because they played 4 songs. And they don't play the whole song.
Yeah.
And chicka. So watch that ass. Listen to the DJ. Watch that ass. Listen to the DJ. Right? So, long story short, he threw some satire and some jokes in there and this and that. But the whole episode, and then WeBuyBlack.com, we need to revisit that site. All right?
Yeah.
But what I got out of that was, through all of the jokes and this and that, is we truly have a long way to go when we talk about spinning black from A to Z. Right?
Yeah, he wound up on a park bench because
he couldn't. There were no black hotels in Athens, right? And even when he went to the black barber, he said there used to be 66 black businesses up and down here, and they're all gone now. You know what I mean? So,
and then he talked about, it was a green book where
that used to show you where everything black along your path was. Right, and I think we need that again. And he made mention of that.
No, there's actually like an app. It was an app, and it shows you like the local black businesses in your area.
Okay, so now that we all tech savvy,
somebody created it, and then Jay-Z, I think it was, or Diddy, it was one of the two.
Took it to another level.
Try to like take it to another, but essentially they stole it out there. But
essentially. But that was just a great. Whoever came up with the original idea, it was a great idea, right? Because we all have technology with us, right? So with that being said, let's get to episode 2. Episode 2 dealt with
tradesmanship, like vocational work,
right? And that dealt with the porn stuff.
So the clip that everybody was sharing online, the first clip I saw on Twitter was he was talking to a group of kids, and he was asking them what they wanted to be. One kid said, "I wanted to be a scientist." Other kid, pediatrician, things like that. And then one kid, black kid, he said, "I want to be a president, and I want to do something else." And then Killer Mike was like, you owe it to your parents to do something more practical. Mm-hmm. You're never going to be a president, right? Now, when he said that, it's easy to your first reaction to be like you're telling the kid he can't be anything you want to be. You're killing the kid's dreams. However, when you think about the actual presidency in this country, right? And then if your response to that was we got Barack Obama, you're really short-sighted in the fact that he was half white,
right? And the white side of him is what became the president.
Right, and then if you think, and then again, when we just about the elections, if every black person in America voted for him,
you still couldn't get him in. You couldn't get him close to being in.
Exactly.
So, with that being said, I had a problem, but I didn't have a problem.
I got what he was trying to do,
but I thought he should have expounded on it a little bit more, and I'll explain this. First of all, presidents are not elected; they're selected in this country. Those of us who are on it, we know that, right? And what he should have did was, because he seemed to be crushing the black kid's dream. Real talk though, you're never gonna be the president. Let's just keep it a buck, right? He should have turned to that little white boy and said, "Hold on, you wanted to be a scientist and cure cancer. You will never do that because based on your demographics, you probably come from trailer park trash because you're here with black kids. Your moms and dad ain't go to Harvard or you be in a greater school. You will not be a scientist and you will not cure cancer because cancer is worth billions of dollars in this country, right? So I thought he maybe should have addressed the white kid a little bit by telling him to stay in his place, but he maybe should have did that so it wouldn't have seemed so one-sided. Right. However, back to Trigger.
And it was called the Blue Flame.
The Blue Flame. What did I say? The Blue
Magic? You said Blue Magic because you
that's a group.
No, that's American Gangster.
No, Blue Magic is also a group from the.
That was a drug that
from the 70s.
Frank Lucas was selling. But go ahead.
Okay, yeah, he was selling heroin. Yeah. Okay, now, so with that being said, there are so many jobs in this country that go unfulfilled. Mm-hmm. Great paying jobs. Right? Because most of you niggas want to be rappers and ball players.
Talk about that because like the next scene he was talking to adults and asking them what their dream
he was asking these adults what they wanted to be, and 2 or 3 of the black guys said
the only 3 black dudes in the room.
Music industry, I like music. So but the point I'm trying to make is this, and I want y'all to take this very seriously. There are tech and coding and engineering jobs that go unfulfilled. If you spent 90 days on YouTube with no interruption. Put the mixtape down. Stop waiting for wifey to get her tax return so you can double down on the mixtape. If you put all of that to the side and spent 90 days on YouTube and then take a test, I guarantee you could be qualified to code and make 100 starting. These jobs start at 100. Then you can fund your own rap shit on the goddamn side. This is real spit today, guys. But no, I wrote in this book, and it's not a plug, rap is now our savior. So many dudes want to bypass education, and I'm not talking about the part of education you don't need, biology or a history and all that stupid. Most of the classes you take, you really don't need. But a real trade, something that nobody can take away from you, is so valuable in this day and time. And that's why all of those jobs are going unfulfilled. And you have people, grown-ass men, sitting at home, 30 and 40 years old, telling me they got a new fucking mixtape coming out. And 95% of them should stop. Right? We all know 95% of the dudes that come to you, yo, my shit is coming out. It's like a program now. And that's not what hip-hop was for. Hip-hop was a gift that is now turned into a curse. It was a gift because it provided us platforms to economically strengthen ourselves if we had owned it all, right? Mm-hmm. Gave us a political voice so that we can change and steer socially, I learned about Malcolm X and a lot of that stuff while watching Public Enemy and KRS and that part of it. So now you can be birthed in hip hop and never have to leave outside of its reigns and provide for your family. But those who are in control have, twisted it to the point now where we don't control any of it. And a lot of brothers and sisters who don't have that skill set are doing it. See, in basketball, at least if you don't have the skill set immediately. Like, bro, you're not making it in the college, you move on. Yeah. But rap is something about it that these dudes want to get lazy. See, rap made dudes lazy.
I mean, you can hear it in the music.
You can hear it in the music.
Yeah.
Dudes don't want to go to school. Dudes don't want to do nothing. They want to spit 16 because that's their way out. So it has become a gift and a curse. So he decided to use porn as a way to fuse that with trade. That was extreme.
I had to skip it through a lot of
that. Was extreme for a couple of reasons.
Yeah.
It was extreme because he had the gay porn in there.
I was just like...
Right? But where was he at? He was in Atlanta.
He was in Atlanta.
Right? So,
in Atlanta. Yeah.
Whether you like it or not, that's a reality, especially in Atlanta. Right?
Right.
So, but the number one visited site in the world is gay porn. I mean, just porn sites.
I was like, wait, what?
No, porn sites in general, right? So, from a logical standpoint, just looking at numbers, if you fuse the two,
and sex sells, so it made sense. I get what you're
right, but it was an extreme. But I just took a few points off because I know it's TV and shock value works, right? Mm-hmm. Now I would be a chauvinist if I didn't say I also did not like the lesbian scene that took place in the movie. But I did. No, okay. No, scratch that. I didn't like any of it. It was foul. So that episode took that route.
Right.
At the end of the day, he tested them. They did better on the tests based on, and he was just telling me most of these dudes, you need to go get a trade, learn how to really do something. And that's not a knock on those who are skilled to play ball or skilled to do music, but not everybody can rap. So when everybody can rap, nobody can rap.
Right, and a lot of the universities like the A&Ts, the agriculture and technology, those were because a lot of the technical jobs in the country back then were being unfilled. Right, and then a lot of black people had the opportunity to make some great living.
Especially coming up north from the south.
Right.
And really make a great living for themselves. Right? So, with that being said.
But, real quick, going back to the kids thing, because I was seeing this debate online a lot, that there's a such thing as, I guess, killing a kid's dream, but there's also, you can do it with some tact as well.
Yes.
So, like, when I was at the after school program, and a lot of those, like, mostly all the boys want to be basketball players or football players.
When you ask them what they want to do.
Ask them what they want to do. So I printed out the statistics to get into the NBA or NFL. NFL is like 0.0008%.
Yes.
Of the players of like the high school players who eventually make it to the NFL.
From around the country.
So I say, look, the chances of you going, not high.
You have to be the best.
You have to, and then
of the best.
So I'm not, killing their dreams, but I'm giving you the actual reality.
I'm showing you numbers.
Yeah.
And I used to always tell kids, if you get a free education to college, you're the winner.
Yeah.
Right?
That's
so forget about going pro. That would be the gravy. If you got free trip to college, you're the winner.
That's a fact.
So that you can come out and at least play this game that's being played.
That's right.
Episode 3, because I don't want to spend all the show on this, was about...
What was episode 3?
Blood Pop.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So the Bloods and Crips.
Yeah.
He noticed that Hell's Angels, one of the most notorious gangs in America, they kill people.
Yeah.
Right?
And I thought this episode was dope. This episode was dope because when they did the focus group.
Yes.
When they did the focus group, because they wanted to see how audiences will react to the Cripple Cola and things like that. And then somebody said, well, what about, the Hells Angels? Like, the guy said, what about Hells Angels? He said, well, I know they help the community. Like, I know they've done stuff. And then the dudes behind the glass like, wait, what?
And guess what the Crips used to do? Help people. The Bloods used to do. Help people before they were infiltrated. So even those are organizations that attempted at some point before. But these guys, because we're alchemists, right? We take the lemons and we make lemonades. So what Killer Mike was doing is say, dudes, why don't you guys come up with your own? Because I told y'all 15 episodes ago, you got to be corped up in America. So they were trying to transform themselves from street hustlers to corporate moguls with their own soda. And he was quite frank to say Coca-Cola and Pepsi been killing us.
Yeah.
So why don't we create our own shit, a little bit of less sugar, right? And make our own money and kill our own people. Funny as shit, but true, right? This is the stamp in America. Take your hustle and corp it up and then go legit. And it was funny when he went to the bank.
Oh, yeah.
And the bank, and it was like, so what do you do? Well, into distribution. So you have an organization? Yeah, well, we pretty organized. It was funny as shit.
He said, do you collect taxes? He said,
nah, we don't collect taxes. Was anybody keeping book records? I should be keeping records. We don't. Well, he was like, I can't give y'all nothing, man. Y'all can't get nothing. You know what I mean? So it was real funny.
But what I thought was like a small thing about that episode that was really cool when the guy was showing them their new logo.
Yes.
And how much pride he said. So we own that logo. He was like, yeah, this y'all fun. And then they took so much pride in ownership. That was really cool.
Absolutely. So you were seeing the potential of young people who may not really want to be on the street but don't have choices or are not informed that you too can step into the corporate world and be a corporate gangster, right?
Yeah.
Don't let Jay-Z be the blueprint, even though he may be. Now you have to be able to understand those concepts. So I thought it was great on how we always take lemons and make lemonade. We always transform ourselves. So Killer Mike was killing it in this specific. And the Bloods and Crips got together at the end. And it was funny how the dudes thought the soda tasted great until they found out that the Crips made it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, that shit don't taste good. Now. Show you how mind control works, right?
Yeah.
Now, last but not least, I watched the episode on sleep.
That was a really dope one.
Dope episode. Killer Mike was saying, I'm tired of this white Jesus, right? We need to create our own religion. And he sat down with Creflo Dollar, and Creflo Dollar buckled like a old dollar bill.
That dude is a crook, but go ahead.
Yeah, he's a crook.
That dude is a crook.
And so he came to the conclusion, no, my man name is Sleep. And he looked sleepy all the time. He said, let's make a religion based on him. And the whole episode was based on sleep, getting some rest, and coming up with new ideas. And I thought it was brilliant how he also laid that episode out to show you, and it all centered around you. Yeah. It all centered around be who you are, stop following these people around, this and that. And every now and then just take a nap. Because the word on the street now, the buzzword is woke, right? But your t-shirt last week said, woke, but I take naps.
That's a fact.
Right? Because if you stayed up all the time, you would start hallucinating.
That's a fact.
And you would start really acting fucking crazy.
Yep.
And that used to be me. 20 years ago, 25, I was so woke on everything. Colors, sounds, vibrations. What did he say? Quotes in the movies. Everything was woke, 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 woke. And then 9/11 happened. Right? Mm-hmm. And I always tell you, I said, this is it. This is the moment I've been preparing for my whole life. I am ready, strategically ready to do this shit. And I said, let me go to the hood and just inform the brothers and sisters what's going on. And my niggas was out there having a cookout. It was 9/13 or 9/12. Niggas was boom, boom, boom. Hey, yo, what up? Doc D, what you calling yourself now? All right, nigga, yeah. I don't want to be disrespectful. Niggas is having a cookout, having a good time and shit. And I said, yo, this shit is crazy, but it brought a certain calm over me. It put me to sleep. Meaning it allowed me to take a nap and calm down, because there's two ways I could have saw that. Oh, these niggas don't know what time it is. They're going to be the first ones to die. But the way they looked at me and the way I felt is that they were saying, Doc, come on, man. You know we've been here. We gonna be here. That ain't none of our business. And it calmed me down. And then I became woke, but I take naps. Yeah, sure, I might get a chicken sandwich from time to time.
That's how I live my life.
Doesn't mean I'm not woke and know what time things is going on. So sleep is important. We also know that sleep is when you enter the astral realms and really become awakened to who you really are. So the fact that his man name was Sleep was brilliant. I want to clap that up, Killer Mike. You did a hell of a job.
Yeah, I thought it was well put together.
If you have eyes to see.
No,
You know what I mean?
because Choke No Joke, he was very adamant of his criticisms of Killer Mike, and I felt his criticisms were really, really base level, like really just
low hanging fruit.
Yeah, he you know, took stuff to complain about, and then he was like adding stuff. He was like adding
He twisted the story a little bit.
he
On
adding
cover.
episodes together.
And that's not a knock on Choke. I don't know him, but I did. I heard his piece before I saw the show.
And then what did I tell you? I was just like, nah.
Yeah, he was like, it wasn't that, serious. Yeah, he was saying bye black, and he had the white dude with him. And let's take that. Let's talk about that too. Mm-hmm. In the South, like in the North, you can live your whole life here and not have no white friends unless you work in corporate America. That's right. In the South, you got 8 or 9 white friends, whether you work or not. Bubba, fix your car. You go fishing with Tom John and John and this one. And that's just the culture down there. So they have a different culture when you talk about Southern men and, and their relationship. Doesn't mean the racism is any different. It's just a different breed of it. So I didn't get offended that his rhyme partner is white. But after that episode was over, he was no longer buying black. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. So the principles and laws in which Choke No Joke was talking about, I thought expanded through every episode, and they didn't. Yeah. That was over. The up with hope, down with dope, or fuck hope, something with dope situation.
Do dope.
Do dope, fuck hope was only relative to the Sleep episode. You know what I'm saying? Because they were in the Blue Flame. Yeah. And, puffing it up and this and that, and had some strippers and the chicks in the choir had their asses out and shit. And it was modern day shit. Also, you know that the strip culture down there is a part of the culture. If you are not from there, then you're going to have serious problems understanding what their culture is and how their economics flow in the South.